Secret Invasion Episode 2. Let's talk about it. We start off this episode with flashbacks of Nick Fury in the 90s. Some of them we've already seen in Captain Marvel, and some of them are in some new scenes. We meet young Gravik, whose parents have died back home. I really thought that could be Nick Fury's son, but you never know. I got to see a really deep scene between Nick Fury and the Skrulls in 1997. Him and Talos promised them that they would find a new planet, but they needed their help. Nick made the deal if he found them a planet that they would help keep Earth safe, shapeshifting into people on Earth to help him out. I wonder if we know any of these other Skrulls that ended up turning into humans that we may never know were a Skrull. Present day now. Fury and Talos on the run. The first thing they do is find the nearest train. Fury is of course in a deep sadness over Mariah Hill. Still strikes me in the heart. And it's about times with his mother where they used to ride the train. Follows those stories, he changes the subject and starts to ask Talos about the original Skrulls. Talos ends up telling Fury that on the old Skrulls, that ended up being 1 million people that left and came to Earth. Nick Fury did not know that there were 1 million Skrulls. They started a fight, and I didn't expect that. They ended up splitting up. I didn't expect them to split up this early. We arrive at Mariah Hill's funeral. Fury is there, where we also meet Mariah's mother that we've never seen before. And she says that iconic line after a hero died. "Don't let my daughter's death be for nothing." Now, Gaia and Gravik driving to the council meeting. He shows up to the meeting and it's a room full of Skrulls, posing as the Russian Prime Minister, famous reporters, even the security general. The Skrulls can be anyone. Marvel is showing a little truth in their shows. Highest in power have the easiest way to manipulate the people. Kingsley Ben-Adir is going crazy. He's definitely stealing the show exactly like I thought he would. The way he talks to them, Giancarlo Esposito vibes. I know Giancarlo Esposito is amazing, top tier, but this just gives me a young version. Don't kill him at the end of the season, Marvel. Gravik is of course happy. Him and Gaia go home and he's congratulated by all his people. We see Gaia end up following one of Gravik's men down to a laboratory that we've never seen before. And it seems like some scientists are building a machine. Rhodey in back-to-back episodes. This time he's in court. We see him talking to that fake prime minister, trying to defend kids in Russia that caused this bomb. Talking about Maria and Nick Fury. And he denies everything, of course. He's like, we don't know why they were there, and it doesn't seem like they were there because there's no evidence. Fury, of course, is listening in on this whole thing. He ends up calling Rhodey and they meet. They have a drink together. Rhodey ends up telling Fury that he had a run-in with the Skrulls 15 years ago. Rhodey is trying to get Fury to understand that this is a job for the Avengers and other heroes. Fury says, no, this is not a job for the Avengers yet. This is my war. Rhodey then tries to force Fury to go to the airport and go back to America and stop this, but you know Fury's not with the shit. The whole scene, Rhodey gave me hella Skrull vibes. We then see the Skrull that was ended up being captured by the MI6 agent, Sonya. He's getting tortured, but Sonya comes in and is able to torture him in a way to actually get him to talk. Talking and explaining that there's 2 scientists building that weapon we saw earlier in the episode that's supposed to make the Skrulls even stronger. Gravik and his team end up showing up with some nice AR skills and end up wiping out Sonya's team. Sonya was 2 steps ahead and easily got out of there though. Back to Fury, he's of course distraught. He's lost Maria, he doesn't have Talos anymore, and now he doesn't know if he can really trust Rhodey at the moment. We see him find a car and he ends up driving. Where to see his wife. But before he walks in the door, the Skrull. Is Fury in love with a Skrull? Is she lying to him too? And he doesn't know she's a Skrull. A lot of the Skrulls look the same, but she looked like the Skrull that introduced Gravik to Fury. This episode was definitely way more calm and less action, but it was awesome to see Kingsley Ben-Adir deliver some great acting. And see a troubled Fury who's trying to figure his way out. 4 episodes left. What do y'all think happens next? Episode 3 next week. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you.